They're also calling, waiting for what might not really come to pass. Also just try and make sure they take advantage and make use of what they have. And again, this is also in regards to the uptake of the COVID-19. You can remember that, you know, for the past at least couple of weeks, there's been a low intake of this particular vaccine. So that is what the WHO is saying there. Coming to matters education, and at least what the Teacher Service Commission is trying to do to ensure they kick off this biometric data, where they're now saying that as of today, they'll start implementation of this pilot project that will electronically capture data on teachers. They are saying that this biometric enrollment and validation of teachers, which is termed as a BVOT, will actually, this will be piloted in 143 schools spread across 7 counties, whereby these counties will just be Kisii, Homa Bay, Uasin Gishu, Nyeri, Kilifi, Garissa, and Bungoma. These are the specific counties in which they will begin this piloting of that biometric data, and it's set to conclude on Friday. So it's beginning today all the way through Friday. And also the Commission is saying that they'll conduct a pilot BVOT exercise also from, again, just from today, which is from May 17th all the way to May 21st. The TSC also said that this exercise seeks to improve delivery of services. So the main reason as why they're doing this is just to improve the delivery of services in the entire teachers fraternity, and also saying that the system is therefore expected to effectively manage the growing teacher resource and maintain an uptake to date data on all the tutors employed by the Teacher Service Commission. And again, according to TSC, information collected from this exercise will enable establishment of a database that informs the Commission in policy and decision making, at least to find better ways to continue assisting teachers as they go about giving their different and rendering their different services to students. So that is the main importance of this kind of a system in which they're trying to enroll, at least to make sure that they make it easy for teachers, and anytime they want to come up with different policies, at least to enable the teachers to perform their works and the exercises in a better and smooth way. Victor.
All right. Now, in this town newspaper, raging storm, county assemblies now take on judiciary over judgment, and they say that the judgment was not proper and it was a strange one, and they're now demanding that the judiciary stop robbing Kenyans of their sovereignty powers or abusing their delegated indirect powers donated to them by Kenyans. That is that, and as that was happening, Bungoma Senator Moses Otangula also called on politicians to stop maligning judges of a ruling, saying that the courts are constitutional bodies that have to be respected, and those who do not agree with the ruling should seek redress through an appeal, which is happening this morning at the appellate court, at the Court of Appeal, through Justice, that's according to Attorney General Kihara Kariuki, who is going to file that petition today, that appeal today, through Solicitor General Kennedy Ogeto. Now, Wangamati bodyguard attacks Didymus. This happened over the weekend at a funeral in Kimilili, and it happened when trouble started after that's when Barasa accused Wangamati of failing to initiate any projects in Kimilili. Now, Barasa said that despite Bungoma getting 12 billion shillings every financial year, there was little to show for it, and all the governor was doing was bragging about projects not initiated by the county. At this point, a bodyguard attached to Wangamati shot up, snatched the microphone from the MP and tried to strangle him, to the surprise of the mourners. Now, this is the twist of the story. After all that happened, guess who rescued the bodyguard? Didymus. The mourners attacked the bodyguard, and after Didymus' appeal for the mourners to spare him and all that failed, it is Didymus who walked again to the bodyguard and rescued him from the attackers and whisked him to his car and drove off with him. So, it's a twist turn of events within a very short span of moment. So, choose your battles carefully. You never know how it might pan out. Now, BBI ruling is a temporary setback, says C.S. Kagwe. Now, this he said during a Mount Kenya leaders castigate as the Mount Kenya leaders castigated 5-judge bench for stopping reggae. He said that they expressed confidence that the constitutional amendment initiative will run to its conclusion. Health CS Mutahi Kagwe just said that as that was just a temporary setback and assured Kenyans that they will get the constitutional amendments that they deserve. He told Kenyans that they should not worry about anything and wait for the appeal as they continue to spread the virtues of the document. So CS Kagwe also said that, you know what, Kenyans, relax and wait for the judgment. How that is going to pan out is going to be a matter of wait and see. And now that story of our Governor Mohamed Abdi, who is going to know his fate today after a report which was chaired by the committee, which was chaired by 11-member committee, Senate committee chaired by Nyamira Senator Okongo Mugeni, retreated to an undisclosed location over the weekend and made their report, and therefore they are going to make their submissions and file to the floor of the House, that is the Senate, today. And the Senate Speaker, Ken Lusaka, said that is the only business that the House is going to debate today in the afternoon. So it is going to be a make or break moment for Wajir Governor, who was accused of lightening of graft allegations by the MCS who have placed on the doorstep of his family at the county. So that, as far as that is concerned, and that Kenya has also reported sharp drop in new TB cases last year. I think this is something that is good to celebrate about, because TB is also one of the top killers in the country after malaria. So it is it's a good thing, it's a good report, and we just hope that it's going to go to, if possible, to bare minimum, 0. All right?
Now, still keeping up with matters of health, there's a reason why myself and reptiles are not kind of friendly. Even the wall on the gecko on the wall gives me goosebumps. Now, talk about snake bites. Yeah. Now, in Baringo, this is something that is quite familiar and common. Now, snake bites was declared a neglected tropical disease by the World Health Organization not too long ago. This was 2018. Now, this has left tens of, hundreds actually of Baringo residents dead and hundreds maimed. We are talking about snake bites. That gives me shudders, yeah? So when one is bitten, some people suck the venom. Remember that home science study where you're told to elongate the cut and try and suck out the venom out of the bite area, and tie the victims with a rope and cut the supply of blood that causes complications. Now, when these methods fail, yeah, victims are taken to hospital, and a lot of the time when it's a little bit too late. Now, statistics from the Kenya, it's called Kenya Snakebite Research and Intervention Center. In case you didn't know, it actually exists. Kenya Snakebite Research and Intervention Center. There are over 230 health workers who are trained on antivenom and safe treatment and management of snake bites in Tiati, Mogotio, Aldama Ravine, Baringo Central, Baringo North, and Marigat. Wow, we're talking about snake bites in the 21st century. Now, statistics indicate that last year only, 11 cases of snake bites were documented between March to September. 10 of them were in Baringo South, and one of them was from Barwesa in Baringo North. Now, the problem is the stocks are depleting, and also the issue of customs and belief. According to one of the experts here, they say some believe that it is a curse and it should be treated by herbalists. And you see, traditional beliefs also hinder rescue in the event of a snake bite. Now, these anti-venom Kenyan stocks are from India, and their side effects are rash, blood pressure, cough, sweating, and such. Now, they say that collection of venom and studying of snakes will also enable them to produce locally available anti-venom. How about that? You know, Good Morning Kenya is not just about politics. We also look at matters of human interest. Now, those areas that I've mentioned, Tiati, Baringo Central, Aldama Ravine, Mogotio, Baringo North, and Marigat, We're talking about snake bites. Remember 2018 there, World Health Organization clustered snake bites as a neglected tropical disease. Yikes.
Very interesting. And you know, one fact about snakes, their immediate response to threat is flight. And they will only bite when they are threatened, when they are attacked, and they don't have flight as an option. Now, there's also a piece here on the Daily Nation now that you brought in that animal aspect, Ray. And here they're talking about the jellyfish. There is a species among the jellyfish that is known as the Immortal jellyfish. Why is it known as the Immortal jellyfish? Well, this is because the only way it can die, it's when it is hunted and killed by a predator. It doesn't die of old age or anything like that. So the interesting bit about it, it was discovered in 1883, and it doesn't have a brain. Jellyfish don't have brains. They just have a complex system of nerves that help them eat and survive. So looking at this particular species, it grows from a planula, which is like the egg. Then it goes to a polyp, which is the second stage, and then it goes to a larva and then adult. So when it becomes an adult, and it is maybe hunted and injured, or it grows old, this jellyfish sort of engraves itself in this mucus that it produces, and it goes back to being a larva. So ikizeeka, inajieka kwa shell yake, and it goes back to being a teenager. And it keeps doing that over the years. And it takes only 3 days for it to like rejuvenate itself. So basically, it never dies. Ikizeeka, inajiambia, by the way, I miss my olden days. Let me go recalibrate, reset, and go back to factory settings. When it's injured, it does the same, and it only takes 3 days for it to go back to this polyp stage, then larva, and then it now becomes an adult again. This is like when a caterpillar morphs into a butterfly. Now having to do that over and over and over throughout your life. How amazing would that be for us as humans?
Talking about amazing and jellyfish, you actually mentioned that, and then I remember that I have had an experience with jellyfish.
You've been stung by a jellyfish before?
Yes. And I didn't even really knew it was one of those events in coast, just having fun with friends out swimming, and then I just feel something stuck on my hand, and I'm like, what's this sticking on my hand? And kidogo, I'm even losing breath. I didn't know it was actually, one of those insects that you need to be very careful on. It's not. Even if you talk about that reinventing itself, it's not something that you.
They actually have one of the most toxic venoms.
Yeah,
among
they do.
The sea creatures,
and it can kill in a span of minutes, very quickly. Whew. All right, since you have something else.
No, I think that's that as we draw closer and closer to the end of this particular segment. Fiki?
All right. Leicester fans, you had a good run of the weekend.
Oh, yeah.
And yes, Chelsea fans, sorry for that.
Our very own producer, please mention the names here.
Yes.
We drop names. Our very own producer.
Nata Amos Maliuko.
Yes.
But also,
Amos
Ben,
Kuto.
isn't Ben a Chelsea fan?
No. He's not.
Are you a Chelsea fan?
No. So Leicester City, congratulations as the FA Cup winners, and it's going to go a long way because the 63rd minute one goal was just enough to take Blues out of the Blues. They just won that match out of the Blues. Yeah, out.
Leicester deserved that.
They deserved it.
They deserved it.
They deserved it. They've been fighting for a cup, and I don't know what Manchester United is. Okay, we are talking about Leicester and yeah.
You see, when grown-ups are having a conversation,
I was talking about
Victor, you
Leicester
need to
City
keep
and
mum.
Manchester. And Chelsea.
Has nothing to do with Manchester.
What position is Arsenal? Let's just be honest. What position is Arsenal?
We are at a strong position 9.
A strong
Arsenal.
position.
Yes.
You're leading from behind.
And you have the guts.
Position 9.
And you have the guts.
Okay.
Like atuko na nguvu. You know your points, even if you know the way we convert bonga points to airtime, bonga points to internet, we cannot convert your points currently to buy a loaf of bread.
I don't know why I chose
So we
this
cannot convert your points. We cannot convert your points to buy a packet of gold cream milk.
Ray, we started this.
We cannot convert your points
Ray, we started this,
to buy
this show.
yogurt. We
Ray,
cannot convert your.
Victor,
We
Ray,
cannot convert
Ray
your
being
points
a Manchester United
as
fan.
Arsenal.
Ray, I started this show with you on a
come
very
on.
good note. Why are you turning against me now?
No, with the budget
no.
of your points right now. Let's plan with the budget of your points, Victor. Unajua?
Oh my
You
God.
attacked us.
Oh my God.
But you know,
Let's tuende. Uko na points 50 plus, mko 50? Is it 54, 56? Let's plan with that.
What?
Even if I was to buy
Okay,
sukuma.
fine. It's okay.
I can't
It's
even
okay.
buy
It's
sukuma
okay. It's okay.
and avocado
You win.
with your
You
points.
win. You
Ray,
win. You
Ray
win.
being a Man
Keep
U fan
quiet.
and being at position 2 is giving her all this.
Why not?
All the gas.
Why not?
Okay, all
When
right.
they put the cut off our Changi number 2, Ebu, Doreen who even doesn't have a team.
Na kusupport.
Okay, all right.
Victor, your points cannot be converted to any monetary. Any season unua vitu zenye mimi napenda
I
maishani.
give up. I take back my words.
Thank you very much.
And
I
move to
apologize.
something different.
But to Leicester fans in Kenya,
Oh, yes.
of course, Tuchel now says that they were just lackluster. Chelsea never gave their best during that match. It was just a 1-0 defeat. But that is football, It can
The
go
end
either way.
justifies the means.
Exactly.
You know that, Victor,
Exactly.
right? Whether
Exactly.
they gave it their best or not.
Yeah. That was football.
Yes.
So, top suspect in National Lands Commission officials' murder to be charged today. All right. The case pitting the key suspect in the murder of National Lands Commission, Deputy Director of Communication Jennifer Wambui, is mentally fit to stand trial. Now, police will today tell a Kiambu court that Peter Njenga, alias Ole Sankale, is fit to plead to murder charges. The suspect also faces other charges, including multiple rapes and violent robberies. All right, so he's going to appear before a Kiambu court today to take plea on the case. Now, he was taken for mental tests and identification parade last week ahead of today's session. So, 2 other suspects in the case, Benjamin Saitoti, a border operator, and David Sempuan Ahada, have been set free and placed under witness protection. They are state witnesses against Njenga. So that's how he's going to pan out. It's going to be a matter of wait and see. Let me just put it this way. At this time and age, with the kind of investment that the government has put on the intelligence and the police, you can never get away with any crime in this country. It's becoming almost impossible for you to get away with it, all right? The DCI is also investing a lot of, of money, intelligence, and so much into it to make sure that the country is safe. So this is just but a warning to anybody out there that it's becoming harder every single day because DCI is just almost everywhere amongst us. So whatever you do, just to be very careful. And just before we go on a break, we are in a few minutes, Uhuru to receive first ship Thursday in Lamu. Now, berths 2 and 3 are 95% and 75% complete. This is a good step, ladies, and I think it's been long coming. The Lamu port has been under construction for quite some time and is going to be, the president is going to receive the first ship on Thursday. Let me just give you the Kenya Post Authority on Saturday shipped the second and final batch of equipment to the Lamu port ahead of its official operationalization on Thursday. President Uhuru Kenyatta is expected to receive the first ship to dock on berth 1 in the new port. The Lamu port is expected to have 23 berths once completed and will receive bigger ships. This is a good one and I think it's going to complement the port of Mombasa, which usually becomes so much overcrowded, and this is also going to have to help others from the Indian Ocean, from Somalia and any other international countries. This is a good step for our economy. What do you think so? Ladies?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And, that story has also been featured here on the Daily Nation as the port finally comes to life. 310 billion has gone into this port. And, of course, on Thursday, the president will be there to officially just, see the first ship that will be there, 204 meters long.
Yeah.
MV Camel, belonging to a Denmark-based shipping giant that is Maersk. And after that, there will also be the MV Seagull Bremenhaven, which will be loaded with avocado from Mombasa. And this all will be witnessed by President Kenyatta and other regional leaders. And according to the Kenya Ports Authority official captain, that is Geoffrey Namadoa, he said that MV Camel will be sailing under the flag of Singapore and is a geared vessel that will be able to load and offload cargo without the use of harbor cranes. How about that? That is definitely some good news. And according to the manifest that they have, they are expecting to handle at least 100 containers on the first day in the port. So, and of course, this will be used to also test the road network connectivity capacity to just see how efficient that will also be made. Because not just about the port. From the port, how is the road network? Does it also allow for the port to continue thriving, or it's going to be a hindrance? And the main focus on this particular port will be on a transshipment, which is going to definitely be a game changer for the East African shipping space and the logistic business. But according to Yatani, the port will be officially opened on the 30th of May. So far, KPA has deployed 70 staff to the port, and another additional 100 will be recruited by the end of this week. But also of concern is the fact that, and this is something that KRA has come out to say, is that they are alive to the fact that international criminals have taken note of this port, and they are putting systems in place to make sure that any illicit activities do not take place in this particular Lamu port. It's not going to be used for any illegal activities, and therefore they are deploying all the necessary resources, both human and technological, to just put up that guard of defense. So this is definitely a step in the right direction. I mean, amid all this chaos that we are seeing as a country, the Lamu port is finally coming to life.
And speaking of good news, at least we know that for a while now, especially in the country, we've been battling with the issue of locusts. And yes, the government has at least tried to make some strides and step in regards to curb that. But even as of now, the European Union is set to donate 10.6 billion, and this is to help Kenya as well as the Horn of Africa nation respond to a possible new invasion of the desert locust. Like I mentioned, at least there has been some significant efforts in which has been made so far, and also here in Kenya. But what they're also saying is that the recent rains have, however, enabled the swarms in eastern Ethiopia and northern Somalia to mature and lay eggs. And additional breeding of that voracious pest may also take place in northern Kenya, but on a much smaller scale. And this is why they're also donating this money, at least to enable the country to be able to deal with, such kind of cases. And this money will also be used for procurement, survey, and control operations in Ethiopia, Somalia, which are the two most at-risk countries, but also will enable a quick response if the situation changes in Kenya as well as in Sudan. So that is what the European Union is said to do, at least to disperse some funds for countries in Kenya as well as the Horn of Africa to be able to deal with some cases of the desert locusts.
Giving you a quick summary as we bring this to a close when it comes to stories that are making headlines across the world, is that there was a fuel crisis in the United States of America following a cyber attack. But now the U.S. gasoline demand has dropped by 12.6% from the previous week. This is because of the, diminished craze and panic buying that was witnessed after a pipeline shut over what is termed as a cyber attack. So as you're talking about matters of internet technology and the shift to the digital shift, well, it comes with its own risks there, and one of them is matters of cyber cyber threats. Now, also when we've been talking about issues of Israel and Palestine there, now, well, during his sermon on Sunday, that is none other than Pope Francis, he called for an end to the fighting between Israel and Gaza, saying that the deaths so far were totally unnecessary. At the same time, now China has registered 18 new COVID cases and went further to shut down schools. The numbers are standing at 12 million. That's the number of people who've received a jab, the vaccine jab in China on Saturday only. Remember, all this talking about COVID-19, it has been established that indeed it started off in China, and we've been seeing a diminished, or rather cases going down, decline in cases of positivity rate in China. But now, after 18 cases now, they have closed some schools, maybe just part of measures to just mitigate on the spread of the COVID-19, with a number of new asymptomatic cases, which China does not classify as confirmed cases, was 19 on Saturday, down from 25 the previous day. And the total number of COVID-19 cases in mainland China now stands at 90,847, while the death toll remains at 4,636. So we are clearly not out of the woods, not as a country and not at the globe. Talking about the African continent, Saudi Arabia now wants Sudan's creditors to issue debt relief. Now, the country so far has found support for the drive from the creditors, including the United States, France, and the United Kingdom. If you're talking about the issues of debt and financing our budget, which is just the presentation is just but some weeks away, there's an article here that has highlighted our source of debt, and over the last few years we've seen China taking their large chunk when it comes to Kenya's external debtors. But what is different in the financial year 2021-2022 is that the World Bank has led the pack of foreign creditors to Kenya to help it finance its 3.6 trillion budget for the financial year 2021-2022. Now, according to this particular report, is that the Washington-based institution is expected to give the country 121.6 billion shillings. And the larger chunk of that particular money is going to go into infrastructural projects. So other than that, when it comes to issues of concession or rather bilateral loans, Japan takes the lead with 36.5 billion shillings for the 12 months to June next year. China comes in second with 22.7 billion shillings, which is going to go towards energy and infrastructure billing in the Naivasha-Nairobi standard gauge railway, water and sanitization. And the third highest bilateral lender is France at 18.9 billion shillings. That is then the fourth, Italy at 12.5, Germany 8.2 billion, Spain 2.9 billion, and in a total the country is expected to get 316.2 billion shillings from external lenders. Remember, you can get further details on our website, that is www.kbc.co.ke. We are also going to be keeping tabs with what is going to happen and what verdict is going to be given in regard to the impeachment of Wajir governor. We're going to be keeping tabs on that, so do keep it right here. You're watching Good Morning Kenya on KBC Channel 1. I'm Regina Manyara. I wish you a pleasant viewing ahead.